If you enjoy listening to inspirational stories from people just like us, facing the fear and doing it anyway, then you're in the right place. My name is Claire Hill, and this is the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Hello, welcome to another episode of Mini Monday, and today I'm talking about adding value for your customers or clients. A really simple way to do this is to think about yourself as the customer or client from the absolute second that they are introduced to you. Now, most of my clients and customers find me on Instagram, especially from Vivid Wire, and when I am right there at the very beginning of their journey with me, it starts when they look at my profile and they look at my posts. So we have to make sure that our content is friendly, warming, engaging, and that the images that we use really attract people in. So that's the first thing. And I think that's you're probably thinking, yeah, I already know that, Claire, thanks very much. But it does even link to your bio. Is the information in your bio really telling your potential customers or clients what you do and what you can do for them? So make sure that your bio has got as much information as possible in it that you can fit into the space. In part of the Vivid Club membership, I do have a workshop all about creating your bio and your, how people find you and what they see as soon as they see your Instagram profile. Then think about how they come to your website. Have you looked at your website from the outside? I know a lot of people that, solo entrepreneurs, they actually build their own websites. I build all of my websites, and I have to go through the process of making sure that the website loads quick enough for the customers. They don't sit there thinking, oh God, it's still loading, but also the experience as they enter my website. So think about how your text is laid out. Think about the font. Is it easy to read? Sometimes we have to choose fonts that we don't actually like, but make it easier for people to read. Take into consideration using different text colors. Maybe a really dark blue is actually much friendlier on the eyes than a black. Not having things move around too much can distract people from the text, but making sure there's also quite a lot of white space can really help your buyer to have a better experience when they enter your website. Can they contact you quite quickly? Is there easy ways for them to contact you? If you have a business number, please add it where you can. That's why you've got a business number. So people can call you if they need to discuss anything further. If you're service-based, do you have options to have a free meeting with your potential client to discuss any options? I'm sure you do, but how easy is it for them to book that with you? Can they just hop onto your calendar and book one when you are available? If you're product-based, how easy is it for them to purchase something from your website? Does it take them lots of pages? Does it take them to lots of different pages? Do they have to enter their details a couple of times? Do they have to become a member of your website before purchasing something? All of these things slow down the process, and therefore you are less likely to get people buying. That's why Etsy is quite a safe bet for a lot of handmade product businesses, because you only have to sign up to Etsy once, but can explore lots of different purchasing options through that one Etsy account. Once you get to that customer and they've paid their money, when do they hear from you again? So especially if you're a product-based business, I've just recently implemented a system within Vivid Wire where I am in constant contact with my customers. They receive an email to say that I've received the order. They receive an email or a text message to say that I'm working on the order and when it's dispatched. And they also get tracking from Royal Mail. Having a step-by-step process builds trust with my customers, and so they are more likely to return. And that's actually what we're after when we're a product-based business. We want, service-based too, but definitely with product-based businesses, we want the experience of that first-time customer to be so rewarding that they tell everyone they can, and they also always come back to you. Another thing is when you're communicating with your customers, think about customer service. Make sure you're using brilliant vocabulary. So you're communicating to them in the most professional way, but with a little sprinkle of personality in there as well. If you receive a complaint, I always say kill it with kindness. And what I mean by that is really going to town on being as friendly as possible, even if they've been an absolute dick to you, which sometimes they have with no warrant cause. But this is the issue we have sometimes with customers and clients. And we must make sure that our policies protect us in those circumstances. But I always go above and beyond for a complaint. I always learn quite a lot from a complaint. And I always make sure that that customer is always happy, even if I have to go to the end of the earth for them. Everybody that's ever complained, which is I've had 3 complaints, have always come back to me as customers. Then think about the experience of when they receive your product, if you're product based. Try and make it as multi-sensory as possible. If you've got any fragrance that you can add to the box to make it so they open it up and they can smell a lovely fragrance, that's a really good idea. Having layers of tissue paper. Tissue paper is a really tactile, but it's also, you can hear the tissue paper as you're feeling as it rustles. I have 2 different kinds of tissue paper. Well, actually, I've got a tissue paper crisis at the moment, which is very dramatic. But usually I have 2 different, and they're different thicknesses. So I have that the product is wrapped in do you know what? I can't remember what it's called. Honeycomb, like packing material. Then I wrap it in tissue paper. Then I have like a free gift, which is another way that you can add value. I include a key ring with my orders. And I also have like my business card information that's really bright and colourful, and which is on brand. And then I have another layer of tissue paper that seals it all up together. That, and I also have, which this is a really good way to add value, actually. This is a top tip. I recorded a thank you message, which I put on my Google Drive. And so there's a QR code and my customers scan that code and it takes them straight to a video of me saying thank you, because I didn't feel it was enough just to write it on a business card. The other thing that you could do is do a personalized note for every customer. That's another way to add value to the experience for the customer, and they feel really, really looked after. Now, there's loads more ideas. Obviously, this is a mini Monday episode. I think I've gone over my 5 minutes, actually. But it'd be really cool to hear your ideas of how you've added value for your customers and clients without decreasing your profit margins. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it. But I'll be back on next week with another mini Monday. Take care of yourself and have a good week. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother, Bill Vigler.